got primers, concealers, powders in this declutter. So let's get to it. So first we're gonna start off with the Giorgio Armani. This is the Power Play Concealer, and I have the shade 7.75, and I tried to like this concealer because other people loved it, and it didn't work for me. It's not that it was a bad concealer, it's just that I never gravitated to it. So I'm gonna declutter this one. And then we have the Kosas Revealer Concealer, one of like my all-time favorite concealers. Very hydrating. I have shade 07 and I love it. I think I got 1 year left before I can declutter this one, but I'm gonna keep this one. The Charlotte Tilbury, this is the Beautiful Skin Radiant Concealer. I have the shade 8 medium. This concealer is a very beautiful brightening concealer. I think formula wise, I think it's really nice, and I would probably, if I were to purchase this again, maybe go up one shade, but this shade 8 really does blend out nicely, and although it's bright, it's not so bright and stark. So I really do like this concealer and I would recommend it, so I'm gonna keep it. Oh, we have the YSL Touche Éclat pen, and I have the shade 4. I really enjoy this pen when I want just like the slightest bit of coverage, or if I want the under eye area to look a little bit more luminous and bright. So definitely keeping this one. It's like one of my favorite go-to no makeup looks type of product. We have the KVD Good Apple Concealer, and I have this in the shade medium 152. This is a beautiful concealer, but I have not reached for it in so long. So I need to try this one again. I'm definitely keeping it, but I need to, formulate my thoughts a little bit. Here's the Zara concealer, and this is in shade N933, and I really enjoyed this concealer earlier in the year, so I'm gonna keep this one. Nice coverage and set nicely under the eye. So we've got the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This is beautiful. It gives the skin a beautiful glow, and that's something on the outside of the product, not on the inside. And it's lightweight, it absorbs into the skin, and it gives you a nice healthy glow. So I really like this one. I haven't talked about it too much on my channel, but I really do like it. Danessa Myricks Illuminating Veil. I have the shade Radiance. Love this product. This is a mini size, and you only need the tiniest bit. I like to put this on before I go in with my foundation, or sometimes I'll put my foundation on then put this on, and then add a highlight on top when I want something like very, very blinging on the face. Her beauty oil, love this. It's a very great hydrating type of oil. It absorbs quickly into the skin, and it has more of when I say a drier formula, it's one of those oils that because it absorbs quickly, it can be used for any skin type. And I love to use it when I'm going in with more mattifying foundations. Pat McGrath Divine Rose Essence. Divine Skin Rose Essence. This has become an absolute favorite of mine. I do not travel without this product. I love to put this on before putting on foundations. It is amazing. Pat killed it with that product. We've got a powder, the Laura Mercier. This is the translucent loose setting powder, the ultra blur version in translucent honey. This is a beautiful powder. I haven't talked about it a ton on my channel, but I love this powder, and I like it so much better than her original powder because I don't think it's as drying. So the original powder, I don't really like it as much because it's kind of too dry for my skin, but that version is great, and I've heard other people say that too. This is the Skin Glass Rose Gold highlighting face oil, and this is beautiful. It legitimately makes your skin look like glass. It is a stunning product, so I use this a lot in the summer, definitely keeping it. And then we have Natasha's Hygiene Skin Glass product. I promise I did not do this on purpose for drama issues, but I really do like this serum as well, so definitely keeping this one. This is a really beautiful serum. Then we have the Ben Nye Rose Petal Luxury Powder. I love this pink powder to brighten the under eye. And so for this one, and also this Ben Nye Pretty Pink Translucent Powder, I use them both the same way. I'll put my setting powder on first, and then I'll go in with either one of these pink powders to brighten the under eye, and it's beautiful. So definitely keeping those. This is gonna be the Suku Soft Velvet Loose Powder, and I mean, I can't even, I think I might have used this twice, but I feel like I need to show it some love. Like now I'm looking at it and I'm like, Suku, what have I not been doing with you? So I wanna keep this one because Suku makes some amazing products. And I'm like, why haven't I touched a powder in a while? Okay, so we have the Fashion Fair. This is their cream foundation. It's the cream powder to skin cream foundation. I have the shade Caramel Fresh. And this is a beautiful powder. I mean, this is a beautiful cream foundation. It's got a place here for a sponge as well. But I prefer the stick foundation over this one. And I'm just now looking at it and like, this should have gone in my foundation video, but I forgot that this was a cream foundation. So I'm gonna declutter this because I don't reach for it, so it shouldn't be in this category. But oh well, we are going through the things. Here's the sponge for that cream foundation. Danessa Myricks Yummy Glow Serum. I mean, I talked about this. Amazing, great for the skin, balances out the pH, and so much more. So definitely keeping that. Laura Mercier, this is a concealer pen, and I remember saying, I'm gonna use this next year, I'm gonna keep it. Y'all, I did not touch this one time, so it is being decluttered. The Dior Capture Total Dream Skin Serum. This is so perfecting on the skin. It helps to kind of blur the pores, but it also has really good skincare ingredients. So you can put your skincare on and then use this as like an additional skincare product / prep for makeup. It is stunning. Recommend it. So keeping that. I have here the Clé de Peau concealer pen, and this is the Radiant Corrector for Eyes. I have the shade Hazelnut. This is a really beautiful product. I haven't used it a ton. I got it this year. Haven't used it, honestly, as much as I probably should have. But the times that I did use it, I liked it. So I'm gonna keep it, but I do need to use it more. Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Concealer. I was so late to this one, but honey child, this thing is beautiful. So I have the shade 4W0 Hazel. This concealer is so brightening, full coverage, but it sits so pretty on the eyes. And I hate to say it because when I saw the price, I was like, there's no way that this is gonna be worth it, but yeah, it kind of is. The LYS Triple Fix Concealer. I love this concealer. I have the shade TN3. It is so beautiful. Doesn't have to be set. It looks beautiful under the eyes. It has nice coverage. I would say like medium. You can get medium to like medium full coverage, and it's really, really beautiful. A great compliment to the foundation, but of course it can be worn with any foundation. Sephora Collection Best Skin Ever Concealer. I mean, where do I begin? Full coverage, beautiful under the eyes. It's got a nice natural demi-matte formula, and it's stunning. I wear the shade 33N. Oh my God, I love this concealer. Like, that has been my concealer of choice for the past like month and a half. The Tom Ford Hyaluronic Energizing Mist. I honestly, as you can see, I have used it, but I haven't used it lately. I think I want to keep it. I do, so I'm going to keep it for now. Here is the Florasis Gorgeous Powder. What is this called? The Gorgeous Peach Blossom Silk Powder. This powder, honestly, is really beautiful. And I think I want to keep it because I got this like 4 months ago. The brand sent it to me. It's a really beautiful powder. So I think I'm going to keep it simply because I just got it and I don't want to declutter it just yet. It's a beautiful powder. Okay, the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Silk Mist. I mean, everybody loves this. Well, maybe not everybody loves this, but like this, you know, is kind of a very popular item. I don't have much left, so I'm gonna declutter this one. The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. I have the shade 5, and this is a really beautiful product. It's what a lot of people consider a dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, which I have in shade 5.5. I'm keeping both products because I really do enjoy both products. It's something about that Char Girl Flawless Filter, like, can't be matched. I've got the Gucci primer, and I used to love this primer, but I feel like I want to declutter it because I don't use it. I think I have not used this primer. I might not have used this primer all year, but it's Gucci. I'm gonna keep it and see how I feel at the end of the declutter. Givenchy Prisma Libre powder. This is the newest version of it. It came out this year. I actually have been using this recently and I do like it, so I'm gonna keep it. I do like it. I would recommend it. One of my most favorite powders of the entire year has been this Jaclyn Cosmetics Powder Move Loose Setting Powder. I have sheer medium. This is so perfecting and blurring on the skin. I think you all can see how much I've used right there. This is such an amazing powder, and it was the powder that she created in collaboration with her mom, Robin. Danessa Myricks Evolution Powder, not going anywhere. This is shade 01 and this is shade 02. So I use 01 for the T-zone and 02 all over my face. Pore blurring, so light as air, perfecting like all the things. Most definitely keeping those. I have 3 Cloud Set powders by Kosas because I'm obsessed with these. And so I have the shade Pillowy, which Pillowy is actually the shade that works better for all over my face. Let me show it to you all. So I'll declutter this one. I've had this one for a hot minute, and the shade that actually works better for my under eye area is going to be Comfy. So this is the one that I'll keep because I do like the shade Comfy better. And then this is a small sample size of Pillowy. I'll declutter this one because like I said, I end up reaching for Comfy more. This is the Armani Luminous Silk powder, and this is stunning. I have the shade 7. Oh, if you want like a filtered glow on the face, use this after you apply all of your makeup and just buff it into the skin. Stunning. I used to not do my makeup without this. I need to reach for this more, but I'm definitely keeping this one. And then we have the LYS. This is their setting powder. I have the shade Ambition Medium Tan. This is a beautiful loose setting powder. And I really like this one. This is another one that I'm like, I need to use this more often. This particular shade I can use to set my under eye area. And I can use it to set my whole face because it's not so deep. Another Gucci product, I've got the Gucci powder. This powder is beautiful. I have shade 07, definitely keeping this one because it is a really great powder. This one does add a little bit of coverage to the skin, so I will use this powder with a light brush if I don't want to add a lot of coverage, or a denser brush if I do want to add some coverage. Look at that little pink sleeve. We've got the La Mer. This is the hydrating illuminator. Oh, I used to love this to use before putting on makeup, and I'm gonna still keep it because y'all know my obsession with La Mer. Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream. This is a great prepping product, moisturizer. So most definitely keeping this one. It's a great product to have. I've got a couple more Kosas concealers, and I have shades. You know what? I forgot. 6.2N is a better shade match. So I'm going to keep this one, and I'm going to declutter shade 7, and I'm going to declutter shade 6.8W. Oh, I used to love this Marc Jacobs concealer, and I had a medium 38. This was the Accomplished concealer. Yes. Oh, this used to be a favorite. It's a beautiful concealer, but I've had it for a minute, so I'm going to declutter this one. This is the new Milk Makeup Concealer, and I have the shade 14N. Yeah, 14N. Really beautiful, great coverage, not too drying under the eyes, so keeping this one. Here is the Rose Ink Concealer, and I am quite indifferent about this concealer. I have the shade Luxe 110. I do remember liking it, but I think I'm gonna declutter it. I don't have feelings toward it. So we've got the Lisa Eldridge. This is her Elevated Glow product. Y'all, I don't ever reach for this. This is in the shade Solar Light. And I feel like, I mean, I don't know why I don't reach for this, y'all. I think I'm gonna declutter it. I mean, it's beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna declutter. When I say I don't reach for it, I mean, since the time that I got it, I hardly used it. The Lila Be a Glow Face Mist. Y'all, if you have been like around since OG GlamGirlChelsea days, this was the only setting mist I use. And I have such nostalgia toward it, especially since Lila B has shut down. But I'm gonna declutter it because I don't use it. I've had this one for a very long time, but like, if you wanted your skin to be dewy, oh, that Glow Mist did it every time. Here's the Rare Beauty Concealer. Definitely gonna declutter this one. I decluttered this, bought it again. This is shade 360W. I bought it again thinking like, oh, let me give it another try, and I haven't reached for it, so I'm gonna let that one go. And then here's another product by Lila B. This is their Aglow Golden Priming Oil, and I'm gonna declutter this one too. I've had it for a while. It's a really beautiful product, but I've got a few others like that that I'm gonna keep, so I'll declutter that one. Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. OG powder, medium 2 is my shade. Have to keep it. I mean, still one of the best powders out there on the market. And then we have Pat McGrath's Under Eye Blurring Powder. This is in the shade medium as well. Such a beautiful powder, and it's a really great blurring powder. I like to use this after my setting powder because I don't think it sets the under eye by itself as well. So I'll go in with a regular setting powder and then go in with this one. Amazing. The Shiseido Synchro Skin Concealer, definitely time to declutter her. I've had it forever, and I can't even see the shade. I don't remember what shade this is because it's not on the bottom of the concealer, but definitely gonna declutter it because I've had it for a very long time. Oh, look at these beautiful Dior Backstage powders. I have 3 in and 4 in, so keeping both of them because they're such beautiful powders. Here is the Fashion Fair powder, and I have the shade Truly Tawny. This is a nice powder, but it's not one of my favorites. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just not one that I reach for, so I will declutter this one. And we have the Chantecaille Radiance Elixir. This is a beautiful, like, bougie, you know, hydrating type of product. It's really beautiful on the skin, so I'm gonna keep it for sure. But it's not one of those products that like is an absolute need, I'll say that. And I have this Bobbi Brown Stick Concealer. I think this came out this year, and it's okay. It was a little more matte on the skin. It's I have the shade Honey. Not drying, but just a little more matte, and my under eye area is quite dry. So I'm gonna declutter this one. The Dior Backstage Concealer. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to talk about this in my favorite concealers video. But I'm definitely keeping this one. I have the shade 3W. Really enjoy this one. As well as the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Concealer. I have the shade Toasted Almond 5.3G, and this is such a beautiful full coverage concealer. And then, I don't know where the other one is, but I have both of Charlotte Tilbury's new airbrush brightening powders. So I have Fair Medium and Medium Deep. Fair Medium is honestly my favorite shade to use for my complexion. Medium Deep, I think it's in my makeup artist kit now that I think about it. I actually keep Medium Deep in my makeup artist kit because that works well for medium deep complexions, and it actually does work well for deep complexions, but this is my go-to one for my complexion. This one, I like to use a regular setting powder under the eye, and then I'll go with this one to brighten that area. And here are some mini products that I'm gonna declutter them because I have not used them, and I've had them for a while. So I have mini sizes of the Suku Perfectioniste Primer. This is a really good primer, I just haven't used them. The One Size Powder, I'm gonna declutter that. The By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder, decluttering. Chanel Hydra Beauty Micro Cream product, decluttering. Rare Beauty Primer, decluttering. This is one by Origins, decluttering. This is the Ginseng Ultra Hydrating Energy Boosting Cream, decluttering. And lastly, the Bare Looks, oh, this is a Bare Look tint. Oh, this is a tint in the shade that I wear, New 15. I'm actually gonna keep this one. I'm gonna keep that. Okay, we've got another area to go to, so let's go over there and then we'll wrap up. Moving on, I'm gonna try to go through this very quickly. We have the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I actually just recently purchased this in Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, so keeping that. Love it as a priming product. The Il Makiage powder, like I mentioned in my foundation declutter, I do some work for them. This is actually a pretty nice powder. If I'm being honest, it's very transparent, doesn't have flashback. So keeping this one. This is a Lila B concealer. So I've had this for a while. It looks kind of old, so decluttering this one. Here is an Armani Beauty. This is the Neo Fusion product. It looks very similar to the Luminous Silk type of product, but the formula is different. I don't reach for this one, so I'm gonna declutter this one. I like the Luminous Silk version better. And here's the Laura Mercier. This is her Translucent Loose Powder Glow in the translucent shade. I don't reach for this one. This is a very glowy powder, and as much as I like glow, I just don't reach for it, so I'll declutter this one. Oh, most definitely keeping this Lancome Absolute powder. I would reach for this one over the Laura Mercier Glow product, so most definitely keeping this powder. And did they like discontinue this one? I want to say they did. I hope they didn't, but I think they did. The Sephora Collection Micro Smooth Powder in the shade Tan. Oh, this is such a beautiful blurring powder. And right now it's 30% off at Sephora because they're doing their gifting sale event. But this is a beautiful powder. Like, I like to put it on after I've put on like foundation, concealer, and my under eye powder. I'll use that to just like buff into the skin. Here's another Kosas powder in the shade Pillowy. I know, they're everywhere. This is, I don't think I've used this one. Let me see if I can give it to someone, because I have not used this one. This is the shade that I would use all over my face, but I prefer Comfy for my under eye area. So yeah, that's a new one. I'm going to gift that to a loved one. Here is the e.l.f. Cookies and Cream. What is this? Oh, Putty Primer, Decluttering. It was okay. It wasn't anything wrong with it. It was pore blurring, but I have other pore blurring products that I like better. Here is the powder by Range Beauty. It's their Smooth Out powder. I'm only decluttering this one because I've had this one for a very long time. Like you can see, I've gotten some good use out of it. And they also have new packaging, so I'll pick up a newer version of this, but this is a beautiful powder. Great if you have sensitive skin, skin with any type of like skin issues. This is not going to irritate it because it's formulated to not be an irritating type of primer, so I would highly recommend it. Just decluttering because it's old. Here is the Ilia Waikiki Run Radiant Translucent Powder. This was another go-to powder for me years ago, but I've had it for a long time, so I'm going to declutter it, but I would recommend it if you're interested in their powders. This, oh, what is this? This is by Chantecaille. Oh, this is their Eclox face powder. Oh, I think this, oh yeah. No. Okay, so this powder, I'll be honest, I never used it. Never used it. I'll declutter it because it has sat here with no love. Oh, this is by Chantecaille. This is their, what is this? The Perfect Blur Finishing Powder. Oh, this is a hard one. I think I'm gonna declutter this one. I don't reach for this one. It's a beautiful powder, but I don't reach for it. Can't even tell you why. Here's MAC Mineralized Skin Finish and Medium Tan. I'm gonna declutter this because I bought this because everybody loves it. And I was like, well, if everybody loves it, I should love it. And I don't dislike it, I just don't reach for it. So I'm gonna declutter it. I'll see if my sister wants it. Here is a powder by Mented. This is the Loose Setting Powder in Light Tan. I'm decluttering this powder as well. This is another one that I bought thinking like, oh, you know, I should like it. I don't dislike it, but I don't reach for it. So declutter. And then here's the OG Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. And I'm gonna declutter this one as well since I like her ultra blurring version more. Here is another powder by Jaclyn. It's very similar to her Powder Move powder, but this one is more glowy. I have it in the shade Carrots, and I don't use this one, and I like her other one better. So this is more of like a glowy powder. So I'm gonna declutter this one. And this is, oh, this powder by Rare Beauty is beautiful. It's their setting powder. It's got a glow to it, and I have the shade Light Medium. I was obsessed with this earlier this year. Most definitely keeping this one. These two by Say are setting powders, but they're radiant. I have the shade Translucent and Medium. So Medium I use for all over the face. Translucent I can use for the under eye area. And even though it's a radiant powder, it's not overly glowy in the T-zone or under the eyes. And they actually set the makeup very well. These are some amazing powders, so definitely keeping both. Here is a primerish product by Pixi. It's their Radiance Perfector. And I actually use this a good amount earlier in the year. So I think I want to keep this one because I really like it. We've got concealers in this section. So this is the Wander Beauty Duelist Concealer. So it's got a radiant pin. It looks like a lipstick on this side, but it's the concealer. And then the liquid version here. Decluttering this one, I have shade Golden Tan. And I think this shade is too deep for me. The Amica Lay Concealer, I really like this one actually. I have the shade Medium 1.5, so keeping this one. I actually want to put this in my desk so I can use it more. I've got the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Concealer in the shade Medium Dark 120W. I received this in PR, but I don't use it, so I'm going to declutter this one. Ooh, the Tom Ford Concealer. This is their Emotion Proof Concealer in shade 9.0 Sienna. I loved this one early last year, but I haven't reached for it this year. This is a drier formula too, so I'm gonna declutter it. It's a really beautiful concealer, but if you've got drier under eyes, I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, the Anastasia Concealer. When did this one come out? Because this used to be like a favorite of mine. This is the Magic Touch Concealer shade 13. I just feel like I want to declutter it. Although I used to love it. I'm gonna declutter it because that's what I feel like I'm gonna do. This is by OIS Beauty. This is in the shade TG5. I like the shade T and 3 better, so I'm gonna declutter this one because I don't reach for this shade. The Armani Luminous Silk Concealer was like, oh, this was like my go-to. I don't even remember. I can't even see the shade on the bottom. It's blurred out because I use it so much, but I'm gonna declutter it. It's a beautiful lightweight concealer that I would still recommend and maybe might repurchase at another time, but not right now because I'm not reaching for it. This is a Suku concealer, and this is a beautiful concealer as well. I have the shade 15. I'm gonna declutter it just because I've had it for a while, haven't reached for it, and I'm not using it. This is the Dior Skin Correct Concealer in the shade 3W. This is a concealer that as much as like I feel like I should love it, I just don't reach for it. I can't even tell you why. I mean, I've obviously used it, but I'm gonna declutter it. It is not one that tickles my fancy. Okay, so then we have Pat McGrath. I have two by Pat McGrath. And I love this concealer, but I need to get new ones because mine are old. I have medium 16 and medium 19. So medium 16, which is right here, is the one I use for my under eye area. Medium 19 I use over the face. Decluttering them because they're old, but most definitely will repurchase. And then we have the Fenty Beauty, what does she call these concealers? The Bright Fix Eye Brightening Concealer in the shade Peach and Tan. And I like both of these, so I'm gonna keep both. And then we have the Tarte Concealer. So I have Ultra Creamy Concealer and then the original Tape Shade. Decluttering the original Tape Shade because it is too dry. I have the shade Tan for the original Tape Shade. And Ultra Creamy. I did love this Ultra Creamy. It's in shade 44H. But I think I'm gonna declutter it because I haven't used it in over a year. But it's a beautiful formula. Like, I would consider repurchasing it. Il Makiage Concealer. I have it in shade 09. This is a nice concealer. It has more of like a natural finish and I don't have to set it. So I'm gonna keep it. And then we have the Tarte. This is the Shape Tape Glow Wand. Now I will say, if you like the Shape Tape but you feel like it's too dry, you can go in with this Glow Wand product and it will not make it as dry, but you won't lose the coverage. However, I'm gonna declutter it because I don't use it. This is the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer. A very beautiful concealer. I wear the shade WN80, but I'm gonna declutter it just because I don't use it. This is another one, but this one is too deep for me for the under eye area. This is deep 2.5, so I'm going to declutter this one. This is the Radiant Concealer. I've got a mini size. I'm gonna declutter this one. The shade that I do wear is Caramel. Such a beautiful concealer, but I don't reach for it anymore, so we're gonna declutter it. All right, moving along. So we've got the Makeup Forever Hydra Boost Step 1 Primer. I've never tried this, but I'm gonna keep it because I've never tried it. I wanna try it before, saying no. Here is the Valentino V Lighter, and I bought it this year. This is not worth it at all. It's beautiful. It's like a nice little like subtle glow type of primer product. But like it doesn't do as much as I thought it was gonna do. I'm gonna keep it though, but like I wouldn't recommend buying it. We've got some Mixing Mayron. I'm gonna keep this. This is great for your eyeshadows. And then I was recently gifted this by a friend, and I have not tried it. This is the Lancome Lip Base Pro. So I'm gonna keep this one because I have yet to try it. And we've got the Wayne Goss powder. This is his weightless powder. I'm gonna declutter this one, but I have to talk about it in my end of the year powders. So I'll make that video, but I will declutter it after that one. It's an okay powder to me. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing that's like, go out and get it. I don't think it's as translucent as it probably should be. So I'm gonna keep it until I make my powder ranking video of the year, and then I'll declutter it. Here is the Key Soul Care Let Me Glow Illuminating Serum. This is a really pretty, like, subtle glow serum, but it has some really good ingredients in it. So I am gonna keep this one. This is a shimmering dry oil from Soul, and oh, this is in the shade Role Play. This is so beautiful on the skin in the summer, so I am gonna keep this one. I have another one that I'm gonna declutter. Oh, look at this, the Tom Ford Glow Drops. Oh. I'm gonna keep this one. It's in Reflex Gilt. I don't use it nearly as much as I used to, but I don't feel like it's on the market anymore, so I'm gonna keep that one. Here's the LYS Secure Skin Gripping Primer. I don't use this primer, so I'm gonna declutter it. I would recommend it. Here is the Rage Beauty Bali Full Body Glow Oil. I'm gonna declutter this one because I've had this one for a while, and I also have this one, which is their newer packaging, so I'm gonna keep this one, declutter this one. Here we have the LYS Beauty. This is the Think Bright Glow Hydrate Serum. I need to use this one more because this is a good serum. It's really beautiful, especially to prep the skin with, so I'm keeping that. And then, we've got the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum. I used to use this all the time, but I have not used this in a while. So I'm gonna declutter this one. And then we've got some LYS liquid highlighters, and they're all stunning, keeping them all. They're so great. I love to use these on the face, but honestly, I love to use these on the body. Like in the summertime, put these on your legs and your arms, your chest. Stunning, stunning. So most definitely keeping these. And then we have this Range Beauty. This is their True Intentions Bronzing Primer. It's not a bronzing primer, like it bronzes the skin, but it's a really great hydrating primer for the skin, so keeping this. Oh, here's another Lila B Priming Oil. I've had this for eons, so gonna declutter this one. And here's the Il Makiage Pore Filling Primer. This is one of the best pore filling primers I've ever tried, no lie. It does, it has a silicone base, but it's so lightweight, it doesn't pill on the skin. This is amazing. Like, I highly recommend this one. Keeping that one. And then we have the Auric Glow Glow Lust, and I don't use this. I know some people love it. I think it's nice, but I don't use it, so I am gonna declutter this one. And then I just received this 3 package of Melanie Mills body glow creams. These are great, so I'm most definitely keeping these. They're so illuminating, and I love them. I really do love them. Here's another illuminating veil from Danessa Myricks, and this is in the shade called Luna. Most definitely keeping this one. This is what the full size looks like. Here is her Prism FX, what is it called? Hydrating Face Lotion. I just purchased this one, I wanna say like September, October. I think I've used it once, so keeping this one for sure. And here's the other Soul Body Shimmer. I'm gonna declutter this one because I've had this one forever. Oh, look at this. This is the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This is old, so I'm gonna declutter this one, but I still really like it. This is Becca. This is the Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid Highlighter in Champagne Pop. This is like such a nostalgic product, but I'm gonna declutter this one. I want to keep it, but I'm gonna declutter it because I know I'm not gonna use it, and makeup is to be used. Last couple of products, we have the Hard Candy Body Luminizer, and this is a really great product. It's so cheap, and it's a perfect dupe for Fenty Beauty's, oh, what was that liquid highlighter called? That's like $60. I can't remember it, but this is like a perfect dupe for it. But I'm gonna declutter this one just because I don't use it. I'll see if my niece wants it. And then lastly, we have this Red Carpet Body Glow Bronze. I just received this from Camera Ready Cosmetics. It's a beautiful glow product, so I'm most definitely keeping this. So guys, this is what we are keeping, and then this is what we are decluttering. So I think we did really good for the declutter. I tried to not be attached to things and really only keep the things that I'm using. So I'm very, very happy with this particular declutter. So thank you all so much for staying tuned in this declutter, and I hope to see you in the next video. And if you've made it to this point in the video, come on and subscribe because we'd love to have you. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my very next video. Bye guys.